My name is Kier. I'm co-founder and CPO at Adapty, which is a close thing to CTO, but not there yet. And thanks a lot to everyone for coming here so early. I'm still kind of fighting my jet lag, so doing quite well in this part. So today I'm going to share some key takeaways from the mobile subscription market, specifically iOS. And let's just dive in there. But first, couple of words about Adapty. We help mobile developers to implement in-app subscriptions and grow the revenue by using A/B testing and some extensive analytics, including LTV predictions. We are used by more than 5,000 applications. We are just over 3 years old, and some of the world's largest publishers use Adapty. For example, we have an apps from the Bumble group, but not the Bumble itself yet. We are used by BetterMe, which is huge, like health and fitness application from Genesis, and some other huge publishers use us too. We process almost 100 million transactions per year, and that's how we collected the data of this report. The United States is by far the biggest subscription market, and with roughly like 50% of the revenue. And we've analyzed 30 million anonymized transactions and 13,000 paywalls to prepare this report. And during my talk today, I'm going to be sharing just like the most important, but not obviously the whole report. And feel free to use QR code that you can see on this slide to download the full version, because I'm sure you'll find some really interesting insights there. And here are the takeaways. You can also take the photo of this slide, show it to your team members, because I guess they can start earning the money right now while we're here on the conference. So I'm going to just read them for now, and then we'll focus on each of them in more detail. Subscription prices have increased. And we see that the annual subscriptions have the highest LTV, lifetime value, amongst the others. The paywall with the free products are the most profitable ones. And the more paywall experiments you run, the higher will be your revenue. So let's start. As you can see on this slide, this is the average monthly subscription price by quarters, and it grows steadily over the last few periods. In general, we see that subscription prices grew up to 20% year over year. For the weekly subscription, the growth is a bit less, but for the longer subscriptions, such as 1 year and lifetime, the growth is even kind of faster. And there are several factors to it. The first one is definitely complications in the attribution, because as you probably know, IDFA is only available for 20 to 30% of installs right now, and that makes user-level attribution pretty much impossible. And in turn, it makes user acquisition more complicated. There is one thing that I'd like to mention here, that if you use Apple Search Ads, you can attribute 100% of your users, even those who have not allowed sharing of IDFA. So if you have not done it before, please try using Apple Search Ads, because from our experience, we see that it works quite well. The second reason for the increase in subscription prices is growing competition in the market. There are already a lot of apps on the App Store and Google Play, and much more are being published because it's getting easier now. And so getting organic installs, those you do not pay for, is getting more complicated. And the third reason, which is also an important one, is inflation. And we especially see it for the higher price subscriptions, such as lifetime and 1 year. So those subscriptions, they got kind of much higher compared to the monthly and the weekly ones. Subscription prices can kind of go higher, but it does not mean necessarily that the revenue and the LTV will go up too, because while we raise subscription prices, conversions can get worse or retention can get lower, so it could happen. But it's not the case here. As you can see from this chart, higher price subscriptions definitely increase lifetime value of your customers. To prepare it, we've took all the weekly subscriptions and divided them into 3 price segments. The low price segment, which is a green line, is everything under $4. The middle price segment is from $4 to $8. And the high price segment, which is a blue line, is everything over $8. Once again, those are the prices for the weekly subscriptions. And as you can clearly see, the blue, which is a high price, performs much better, and there are no noticeable differences in retention or conversion. So from our experience, if you have not raised the prices in the last year or so, you should definitely do it, because chances are it will increase your revenue. And the best thing, you don't have to do anything, except for increasing the prices. You don't have to develop the app, you don't have to run experiments and stuff like that. And speaking about increasing LTV, we also see that the annual subscriptions still have the highest LTVs, and weekly ones are catching up, but are not there yet. The green line, which is the monthly subscription, as you can see, they're doing much worse. And in general, we see that monthly subscriptions are being replaced with the weekly ones. So if you're still mostly focused on selling monthly subscriptions, you should probably try replacing them with weekly or the annual ones, or at least try shifting the focus. We also see that the paywalls with free products are the most profitable ones. So about 42% of the revenue coming from the paywalls with free products. And the most popular product combination is, probably expected one year, 1 month, and 1 week. But if you sell lifetime subscriptions, you can also replace weekly or monthly subscriptions with it. And in most cases, it won't hurt. But always put annual subscription on your paywall, because as you saw in the previous slides, it has the highest LTV. Paywalls with 2 products also perform quite well, but the products with just 1 product in general performs worse. So kind of take a note out of it. And finally, we see that the more paywall experiments you run, the higher will be your revenue. This chart has a logarithmic scale, and as you can see, the revenue grows almost exponentially with the number of experiments that the apps run. And it's true that correlation does not imply causation, because bigger apps, they have bigger teams and they have larger user base, so they can reach statistically significant results faster. But at the same time, from what we saw when we were analyzing the data, is that apps of a similar size, those who run experiments, they have higher conversions, which in return makes higher revenue. And we've saw it kind of dozens of times that apps grew revenue by 20% or more in a span of 3 to 6 months without any changes to user acquisition, just by running lots of paywalls and onboarding A/B test. So the key takeaway here is that if you don't have A/B testing or experiments right now in your paywalls, you are definitely missing out some revenue. But what should you test on the paywall? And the answer is you should test literally everything. Most of the times you would start with the pricing and products testing, because those are the crucial part of every paywall. But do not limit yourself to just them. We see that often images that you can see here, or call to action, they can have even higher impact on the conversion, especially in those cases when you already have done some A/B tests for the pricing in the past. You should also test titled features, which product is selected by default, background colors and stuff like that, because it always increases your conversion. And another thing that I'd like to kind of highlight here is that localizing your paywall is also crucial, especially if you kind of sell on the Eastern markets, because even if your app content or UI is not localized yet, you should localize the paywall. It will increase your revenue, and you can spend kind of chunk of it localizing the app itself. So always localize the paywalls. And one advanced advice is when you do localizations, you should also try localizing the images on the paywall, because in some regions, images can be, you can show something specific, and it will increase conversions. And we saw it many times too. And lastly, about the testing, do not kind of stop on the paywall testing. You should also test the onboarding screens that normally come up before the paywall. So the number of those screens, their order, what you display on them, what you ask if you have some kind of quizzes, everything is important. And this way you can increase your conversion too. And this paywall, for example, I built like in 10 minutes using Adapty Paywall Builder without any development or designers. So it's kind of something amateur, but at the same time, you can build something similar very quickly. And A/B testing can be complicated because like you have to factor many things to do it correctly. And sometimes it would take a lot of time just to implement it and push it to the App Store. And that's how Adapty can help you. We do all the heavy lifting for you. In A/B testing, we take care of distributing A/B test options for the paywalls between different audiences. We do collection of all the metrics, including renewals and refunds, because those metrics, they can affect A/B test results significantly. And then we determine the winner using appropriate math and LTV prediction. So it's something that you should be doing yourself too. With Adapty Paywall Builder, you can create native paywalls without any HTML code, and you can push it right away into your app without app reviews or any delays. No coding is required there. We also have extensive analytics, everything from the revenue to conversions to cohorts, funnels, and even like predicted revenue and lifetime value. And finally, it's all built on top of reliable infrastructure. We process more than 100 million requests per day, and all of our SDKs are completely open source. We also provide real-time support, and we work in all major markets. So if you're ready to boost your revenue, please make sure to visit our corner there during the day, and we'll be happy to kind of help you with the ideas on how to grow your revenue. And also, once again, please make sure to download the full report, because these were just the highlights, and there you'll find much more interesting data. So that's it. I'm Kier. I'll be happy to talk to you today, and have a wonderful day. Thanks.